Justice with Judge Mablean will be life because in everything we do, it involves the law. Where's your witness?
In the evidence.
That's hearsay.
It's notarized.
I still say it's hearsay.
She's fair.
You gotta help these young men learn how to do this the right way.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's firm.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No, I don't
Okay.
need to say anything else.
She's honest.
I'm not your child and I'm not your friend. That's the order of the court. Goodbye.
This is Justice with Judge Mablean.
All rise. Both parties, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Mablean presiding.
Thank you, Will. You may be seated. In the matter of Daniel Reeves versus Dana Brooks, you're suing her for $1,225.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you said, nope, he violated the lease, so he doesn't get the security deposit back.
Exactly, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Let me hear from you, Mr. Reeves.
All right. Well, I was a tenant with Dana for 5 years. Throughout the entire 5 years, I was an excellent tenant. I repaired things on my own. I did general maintenance of the home. I treated the place as if it were my own place. And about a year and 6 months into the lease, I moved in with my girlfriend, which was totally allowed with the...
You moved in with her, or she moved in with you?
She moved in with me.
Okay, so you brought a second tenant in.
Yes, which was allowed under the lease terms. I just had to tell her about it, and that was fine. My girlfriend has a bit of an anxiety problem. When she was young, there was a home break-in with her at her family home. Since my apartment was on the first floor, I made a little bit of a panic room in the basement. So I got a
panic room?
Yeah.
Okay, a panic room in the basement, and that allowed her to feel safe?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And in the panic room, I set up a safe, secure lock. You know, if power goes out, it will lock or stay locked. About 5 years into the lease, we wanted to move out and start a home together. So we gave a 30-day notice, and we packed up everything. Everything was, like new, except near the end of the 30-day agreement, as I was going to clear out the basement, or we called it the love bunker.
Love bunker?
Yes, Your
That's
Honor.
what you turned the basement into?
It's just a cute name to, make it sound a little less, panicky.
So you turned the basement into a love bunker, more secure for your girlfriend?
Yes.
And what did this love bunker consist of?
I have a picture of it, actually.
I figured you were going to say that. What did you do to the basement? How did you convert it?
I just put some rugs around, velvet on the walls, made it more comfortable, nice curtains, a little lip-shaped pillow. At the end of our lease, there was a storm, worst storm that, I've ever seen in Vermont. And that took the power out for 5 days. And during those 5 days, we weren't able to access the love bunker. So I told Dana to go ahead with the walkthroughs without me and figure all that out without us as I was moving into my new home.
All right, and so when you did get into the basement, Madam Landlord, better known as Miss Brooks, what did you find?
I found said room in terrible condition, and originally this room was not in that condition at all. Therefore, he violated the tenant agreement in making alterations to my home.
Okay, so I see that he painted the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Purple at that, right?
Yes, those seem to be velvet walls.
And what about the brown curtains?
He seemed to have barred up the windows and added black curtains, blackout curtains.
They look
which
brown
were not
to me, but they're
there.
blackout curtains.
Also,
so he put a bar across the window.
Yeah.
It was wooden panels, Your Honor.
And did a blackout curtain. Okay.
The lock on the door originally was not there. That is right here as well.
The lock on the door originally was not there. What do you mean? The original lock was not there?
The keypad, the electrical keypad was not there. It was just a normal door with, a normal handle.
So he changed the door?
Yes.
Did you change the door or just you put on the lock?
I just put the lock on, and I gave her the code, but it seemed to be too late, and she had already hired a locksmith.
Okay, so
to,
you couldn't get down in there.
Yes.
And so you had to hire a locksmith so you could gain entry.
Yes.
I see the purple or whatever the curtains are is painted. What about the floors?
There also seemed to be a leak. If you see at the bottom, I believe, right of the messy picture of the bunker, there was a mini refrigerator installed and it leaked.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Mablean.
But all you had to do is have it removed.
Absolutely, but I am a kindergarten teacher.
What does
and
that
this
have to
is-
do with having a refrigerator removed?
It's extra time out of my day as a tenant.
Oh, please, you didn't have to move it. You called somebody to move it.
And later,
I started dating a new girl, happened to be a friend of hers.
Oh, my goodness.
And-
Of all the people in the world, you had to stay right within that little group. You couldn't go beyond her circle of friends.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Daniel Reeves, who is suing Dana Brooks for breach of contract.
Okay, so he had stuff that he had left in the refrigerator. So all you had to do was take it out and throw it away.
It's a heavy refrigerator, ma'am.
But of course, you weren't supposed to pick it up yourself. I didn't suggest that.
Right.
But all you had to do was have it removed.
Absolutely, but I am a kindergarten teacher.
What does
and
that
this
have to
is-
do with having a refrigerator removed?
It's extra time out of my day as a
Oh,
tenant.
please, you didn't have to move it. You called somebody to move it.
Yes, and that
How's that
also
extra day out of your
goes-
time? No more extra day than picking up all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So whoever was called that person to be there when you were downstairs getting stuff and just move that out.
Right, so that's why it went back into the security deposit, Your Honor. I also had to take down the velvet wall, the
Okay,
paneling.
the velvet wall I know you had to take down. What was the paint on the wall originally?
Just a normal white.
Okay, is that right?
Yes.
It's like an off-white paint on the wall?
Yes. Yes.
That's wallpaper.
yes.
Oh, okay. So you removed it. Mm-hmm. You know, for security deposits, normal wear and tear in terms of cleaning, you're not entitled to deduct.
Of course.
No, here's a third page.
That is for the replacement of the door due to the lock, making a hole in it.
You didn't have to do a new door because it had a hole in it.
I did because it was just a massive hole for the new keypad to go in.
And you just put another pad in there.
Because I had to get a locksmith to undo the keypad, therefore
Right.
it just rendered it completely unusable afterwards.
No, all you had to do was remove the keypad and put in another facing on the door. You didn't have to get a whole new door. Why did you give it a code when you first moved?
I did give her the code when I moved.
How many days after you moved?
About 10 days after.
Why it take so long to give her the code? It was a storm.
Yeah.
The phone was still working, right?
With the blizzard and everything that was going on, I just felt like I had to just take care of my girlfriend and
It
get
takes one
everything.
phone call, and that doesn't stop you from taking care of her.
I know. It was.
You just didn't do it.
It was difficult for me to do it that
It
time.
wasn't important for you to do.
I wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, you were. You just didn't take the time to do it. Wasn't able mean you were knocked out, you couldn't walk, you couldn't talk, you couldn't dial, you couldn't think, you weren't.
Well, I couldn't talk. I was busy at the time.
Why you couldn't talk?
I was busy at the time. I'm a
Busy doing other things that you thought were more important.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I understand that. You made a choice. So the 10 days that you didn't call her made her have to do all of this in terms of the lock and in terms of replacing the door. Because you're supposed to leave the room in the condition that you found it. So you were supposed to take all that stuff off the wall and return it back to the white walls unless you and she had an agreement.
Well, I told her I would be happy to pay the $275 cleaning fee.
Right.
But
what about doing the walls? What about the painting?
the wallpaper I could have taken down easily myself.
Could have, but you did not.
Life happens. It was
Okay,
difficult.
life
It was
happens. She
difficult
did
for me
it,
to-
now you pay for it. I understand, life happens. We make choices. So you didn't do it.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do a whole new door. Do you have a receipt for the new locks and all of that? If not, I'll just cut it in half.
On the new door established? No,
You
I
have
do not.
new door materials and installation, and then you have a lock. So do you have a receipt for the lock?
I do not have a receipt for the lock.
I see this. It says locksmith override labor and service. So that's
That was to remove the keypad, yes.
okay. I'm going to give you that. The general cleaning you're not entitled to because that's normal wear and tear. The locksmith override I'm going to allow you. Not the new door, but the paint job. Taking all of that velvet stuff down. What did that cost you?
I don't have the receipts exactly for that, Your Honor.
Okay, but what did it cost you?
I would say an estimate of $300.
You would say an estimate, you paid it, so you ought to know what you paid. Why you got to estimate?
I don't have those receipts exactly.
You don't have to have them. You ought to know what you paid.
Yes.
It was your money that you spent to do it. Why you don't know what you paid? You just gonna throw a figure out there to me?
No.
I'm not accepting
no,
that.
Your Honor.
So you got all these other figures. Why you don't have that? You got all these other pictures. I don't see anything on any of the stuff you gave me about removing the curtain down and removing this and repainting the wall, except I see a new picture where the wall is painted fresh. So I'm gonna allow you the repainting of the wall, and I'm gonna estimate the average cost of painting a wall.
Thank you.
Just one wall shouldn't be 3 or 4 hours of labor and probably 1 bucket of paint, if not a whole bucket. I'll say $200. I'll allow you $200 for that.
Thank you, Your
Okay?
Honor.
How much did you give him back?
I gave him, I believe, apologies. I didn't return him any of his deposit since he had changed the door completely, and I think in that way he violated the
No, he did not.
lease.
No, he did not. No. When he did violate by changing the door, but
Right.
you had to restore it to its original condition. And that's what you were entitled to do.
Right, but in the lease and here in section 12, it says you are not allowed to make any permanent alterations to the property.
That wasn't a permanent alteration of door. You had a door up there. He only changed the lock. So that wasn't a permanent alteration to the door. You had a door, you still have a door. You just had a different
Right.
kind of lock and you changed the lock. So that's not a violation. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $855. That's the order.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $855.
I think that Dana is the one who needed a love bunker.
You'll get your money back. Don't you worry.
Coming up,
So the dog jumped up and attacked you and knocked your phone out your hand.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it broke. And you want her to pay for it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Foolishness.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
In the matter of Oliver Ennis versus Maria Carter, you are suing her for the cost of your cell phone that you allege she's responsible for causing the damage. And of course, she denies it and says it happened when you came on her property without permission. So let me hear from you, Mr. Ennis.
Yes, Your Honor. So Miss Carter and I, we used to date. We broke up
Oh, boy.
several months
Okay.
ago. She's a little crazy. So we broke up and I started dating a new girl. Happened to be a friend of hers,
Oh, my goodness.
casual friend, Your Honor. And
All the people in the world, you had to stay right within that little group. You couldn't go beyond her circle of friends.
in fairness, she reached out to me, but,
And you couldn't resist.
well, they were casual friends and it had been a little bit of time, so it wasn't like a rebound or anything. So
Okay.
we went on a date and I thought it went really well. And then we go back to her apartment after the date and she...
Who's her? The new girl.
Claire. Claire's
Oh.
her name.
Okay.
We go back to her apartment and she uses the bathroom and she just leaves her phone sitting there, and so I'm just hanging out looking on my phone, and then I see a buzz, or hear a buzz, and I look at it like you do, and it was actually from Miss Carter, my ex, saying things that, like, she shouldn't date me, that I'm nothing but trouble, all that stuff. And so I'm like, I haven't talked to her since we broke up, and now she's trying to get involved in my new relationship. I go to her house one day, her apartment. So we're talking, and I reposition myself, and all the while her dog is barking, 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 and her dog jumps through her legs, startles me, and dropped the phone. Rocky was the only thing I like about that
So the
relationship.
dog jumped up and attacked you and knocked your phone out your hand.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it broke.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want her to pay for it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Foolishness.
Coming up,
And yet she started dating him?
Yep.
What is
And
wrong with women? Are we that desperate for a man? Good God, help us, help us, help us. Woo.
you're watching Justice with Judge Mablean. We're back with the case of Oliver Ennis, who is suing Maria Carter for property damage.
You have something to say?
yeah, I would like to clarify that Claire reached out to me asking about him. She had heard from me many times about how toxic our relationship was.
And yet she started dating him?
Yep.
What is
And
wrong with women? Are we that desperate for a man? Good God, help us, help us, help us.
Completely agree.
Whew.
But you know what she does? I warned her. I did all I could. So she heard many of the conversations that I had with my best friend about Oliver here. And then, yeah, we broke up. What happened between them is between them. I don't want to be involved.
So why were you concerned about whether she dated him or not?
I was concerned for her because of what I went through with him,
Why?
which was
Because
he was
she had
very
heard these conversations.
well. He was exactly. I mean, we had these conversations. She can make her own decision.
So
But
why
I told
you just
her,
didn't say to her, keep me out of it? I'm not in it.
well, because she was asking for my opinion. She
No.
texted me.
Okay, the next time she needs your opinion. You're giving her your opinion while you were dating him. She had heard you talk about it. So she wasn't asking for your opinion. Keep her out of it. Next time somebody's calling you to cry on your shoulder about a man that you dated and you've already told her about him, leave it alone. Stay out of it. Can you do that?
Yes.
And let me tell you something. If you haven't learned anything, learn this. Men and women are interesting creatures. When they decide to connect with each other, nobody and nothing is going to stop them until the woman or the man, figures out for him or herself that this is not the person for me. When that chemistry is there, it's there. And you guys connected physically as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
And once that physical connection happens, trust me, you can move heaven and earth. It's not going to happen until they figure it out.
Judge Mablean's verdict when Justice with Judge Mablean returns. You're watching Justice with Judge Mablean.
You go to the woman's house, you're standing at her door, you're yelling and screaming, you're fussing and arguing, and you know she has a dog, and the dog is barking, and you're stupid enough to keep standing at her door, yelling and arguing with her, and she has a dog, and you knew that from before when you dated her, and you knew that the dog protected her. Did you forget?
I didn't forget. We've never had a time where the dog needed to get involved, but the dog is her property, and her property caused my property destruction.
Your big mouth and your ignorance caused your destruction because you had no right to go to that woman's house, knocking on her door, telling her to stop talking to your friend, to Claire, and arguing with her about it because this is she could talk to whomever she wants to talk to, and you had no reason going to her door yelling and arguing with her. When you step yourself onto somebody else's property causing an argument, you just never know what may happen, do you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so the dog protected her, knocked the phone out your hand, and you broke your phone. Pay for it. Judgment for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Mablean has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I hold no ill will for the dog, but that's about the only one.
Oliver, I hope you've learned a lesson here today.
He hasn't, and nor have you, probably.
Well,
But-
I will stay
Thank
out
you,
of
Your
your
Honor.
business, and hopefully you can stay out of mine going forward.
Please.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.